Hello to Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, or major Libra placements, any of those watching this video. So what we're going to do today is we're getting the energy for 2023 for Libra. We are going to get two major theme cards for Libra to start with. This is going to be a card from the Archetypes deck by Kim Krans. The archetype being our overall major theme, kind of the major lesson we're learning, however everything applies to this lesson in some capacity usually. And then we're going to see how that energy is changing and progressing potentially, or what energy we're working through during that time again with the Alchemy deck. The Alchemy deck talking about transformation, turning one thing into another thing, the energy developing and growing. So we'll get these two cards first to start with. Those are our overarching themes, our main energy, the big picture things that we're looking at. And then we're going to break down the year a little bit more into quarters with our tarot and our animal spirit deck. So we're going to get 4 cards total, of course, 4 quarters in the year. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So 1 card for each quarter, getting the major lesson or theme, what we're looking at in that particular quarter, with clarification for each of those 4 quarters from the animal spirit deck. So this will be either the advice potentially, give more information or clarity to the card specifically. It changes a little bit depending on the need of the reading. So let us get started, Libra. Let us see what the next year has in store for you, what 2023 has in store. So get these guys out. Archetypes deck for Sun, Moon, Rising, Libra, those with major Libra placements, those watching this video. What is their energy going to be for 2023? What is their main theme for 2023? The top card? No, I had too many. Okay. Too many again. It's very vision, shard. It's very enthusiastic. Okay, calm down. 1 card, please. 1 major card, please. The theme for Libra for 2023. Okay, there we go. The desert. Okay, get these back in the box so that way they don't clog up the reading. Okay, Alchemy deck now. So Alchemy for Sun, Moon, Rising, Libra, major Libra placements. Those watching, what is the energy that's changing and transforming through 2023 for Libra? The energy that's changing and transforming through 2023, please. Major energy for Libra. There we go. The moon. Yep, the moon. I recognize that card. Okay. Okay, so we've got the desert first for our major theme for you, Libra. Major energy we are looking at and paying attention to through 2023. Clarified in conjunction with the moon energy from the Alchemy deck. The feelings of that, the way the energy is changing and transforming what we're looking at and how our energy is progressing. So these are our 2 major theme cards. So let's get a little bit deeper look into these now. So for you, Libra, for 2023 here, right? So with the desert as our major theme, right? The desert at first glance is desolate, does a very harsh environment. And this is definitely true. There are not many creatures. There are a lot more than you think, but not a ton of creatures that thrive in this type of environment, right? Humans especially being one of them. But the way the desert environment works, the place of the desert in the Archetypes deck here, the desert is the barren, the wasteland, but also a challenge in a way to perceive things and to consolidate resources and consolidate skills. The desert environment is one where it's like water is still there, water is still present. It's not a desolate environment with no water at all. It's just not in the places you maybe think. It's not in the places you would initially seek or think about. So the challenges there are, it is a challenge in the first place to be able to find it, but it is still present, right? So it forces us to look at a situation in a new way, from a different perspective, it helps teach us things. It helps us learn, helps us grow, right? And the harshness of the desert environment, right? The extremes of it, the extreme heat followed by when the sun goes down, the extreme cold, the flow of that energy, right? The 2 extremes of that, and finding a way to balance that energy coming into it. there are always points in our life, and this is what the moon talks about, where we go through cycles in our life. We go through times of drought. We go through times of abundance. And this energy is consistent in the fact that it's inconsistent, right? The only consistent thing is that things change. And the desert energy here is paying attention to that energy, paying attention to the challenges that are around us, knowing that while we maybe in our life, maybe through 2023 are going through maybe one of our more challenging years, potentially, that we do still have resources available to us. We still have options and ways to take care of ourselves. It's maybe just not in the easiest form that we would like. It's not in an abundant form that we would like at first glance. But what the desert also teaches us, right? It's through those big journeys, those big times, right? Where it's, I think it's, what is it, Jesus that goes into the desert for the 40 days and 40 nights, right? And getting those spiritual visions and connecting with spirit at a deeper level, in a deeper way. I'm sure there's other figures in other cultures and religions and mythos that have a similar experience, right? Where we go into this similar type environment, isolating ourselves away in order to gain clarity on a situation or on ourselves, on a greater spiritual purpose in life. And this is what the moon energy also talks about. The moon energy, the impermanence of the moon, right? The shifting of its phases, the way it goes from the full moon to the new moon and everything in between, all those stages as it's changing and moving through lights, through that light and dark, right? Those two extremes, the light and the dark. Same with the desert for its temperatures. And also that cyclical nature as well, right? So the moon, that time of night, when the moon comes out at night, really focusing in on your intuition, your sense of self, your deeper emotions, your wisdom, the internal like magic you have almost. And that energy of the moon really connects with the desert in that way as well, where it's like, and we do see a moon in the card. We got matching moon energy showing up in both of these ones. So they tie in really well together in this case, where it's like, okay, hey, we're taking the time where a lot of other pieces of our life are stripped away. Maybe it feels like we're in a desert, maybe in our relationship, our friendships, other relationships, maybe in our career. We have enough to survive still, where the desert does not provide. It does give us options and ways to take care of ourselves, maybe just, again, not in the way we would want to. But the options to live and thrive are still there, still possible, just in a more challenging way. But with the stripped down energy here for you, Libra, it feels like it's giving you an opportunity to really dive into more of who you are, what you stand for, what you care about, your internal magic and abilities and emotions and intuition, right, with the moon here. Knowing that this time will pass again, right? This is the moon also with that impermanence, right? Knowing that things will change, things will progress. So this is a temporary energy for just a small amount of time, right? It's the energy of the year, and the next year the energy will be different, the main theme. But the way this will break down into your day-to-day, your month-to-month, the quarter-to-quarter here, it'll probably feel different, right? The overall theme, you'll look at the overall theme and maybe towards the end of the year and you can see how this energy played out for you, but you might not recognize it as much, or might not be as apparent in your day-to-day, okay? So keep that in mind, but let us dive in now into the quarterly energy for you, Libra, okay? So we'll pull out the tarot now. So, Wild Unknown Tarot for Sun, Moon, Rising, Libra, those with Libra placements. What is the first quarter energy, January, February, March of their 2023? First quarter energy for Libra of 2023. Okay. Too many. Okay, do you want that one? Okay. Two of Wands. Okay. Second quarter energy, please. April, May, June of 2023 for Libra. Thank you. Nine of Wands in the reverse. Okay. Third quarter energy, July, August, September for Libras for 2023. They're all gonna fall. Sorry, I had to pull that into my lap. They're gonna go everywhere. Okay. Third quarter energy, please, for Libra. Third quarter energy. Thank you. Like that. Hanged Man. Okay. Oh, need to remember that came out more sideways though. Okay, fourth quarter energy, October, November, December for Libra of 2023. Thank you. Son of Swords. Okay. Okay, so now let's get our animal spirit cards to clarify or get more information. So the animal spirit deck for Libra for their first quarter, give me more information on the Two of Wands, please. Thank you. Firefly. More information, please, on the Nine of Wands in the reverse. Clarification, advice, just more info, whatever you want. More information on the Nine of Wands, please, in reverse. Zebra. Okay. Okay, the Hanged Man in the reverse, please. Too many. Clarification, new information. Okay. Black Egg. And then finally, the Son of Swords, please. More information on the Son of Swords, please. They're getting so excited now that I've been doing quite a few of these readings. They're get jumpy now. Too many cards, though. Okay. Okay. Fourth quarter, Son of Swords, clarification or advice or more, just more information on the Son of Swords, please. There we go. Thank you. The Owl. Not a surprise there. Okay. Okay, Libras, so for your first quarter here, right, we have the Two of Wands clarified by the Firefly. We have the Nine of Wands in the reverse clarified by Zebra. Then we have the Hanged Man in reverse clarified by the Black Egg. And finally, the Son of Swords clarified by the Owl. So, interesting year. It breaks down a little bit more here. It's just a first glance. I'm like, okay, let's see what this is. I'm excited to kind of read this a little bit deeper. So let's get into more in depth for how the quarters break down here for you, Libra, okay? In the first quarter of your year here, Libra, right, we have the Two of Wands and the Firefly. And this really shows a spark of passion, imagination, moving forward into something that we really care about, right? That Firefly being that like little spark of inspiration here. It can be very fleeting sometimes, but with the Two of Wands energy also coming in here, that it's a very determined energy that we're moving through in the first quarter of the year, where it's like, okay, we've got these ideas, whatever they may be. We have this one super major idea that we're really impressed by, that we're really excited by, that we're really determined to work on, right? So what Firefly has, though, is it's just that spark, but it can be very fleeting, right? So there is a call to maintain the fire, right? Or tending to the fire, tending to that passion, tending to that energy here, to keeping that energy alight, right? It could be very difficult to keep a fire lit up in the desert, right? Or with not having a ton of resources available to us, right? So we're trying to make sure we keep that small, we keep it contained, we keep it low key almost, in order to, and I'm talking about like the fire here for Firefly in the desert environment, right? So we don't make a big fire unless we're trying to get out of the desert, of course, but if we're trying to keep ourselves warm through the night, we keep that fire small, so that way we have the supplies we did gather in order to feed the fire can last us through the time, we're being conservative with the energy, right? Making sure that our thought processes here with the Two of Wands are, while very big and passionate and bold, right, we temper it with and make sure that energy can be sustainable and last through. Very important energy here. So whatever the spark and inspiration is really exciting for sure. Of course, Libra, very exciting energy. It's the energy maybe that you had in the last year in 2022, kind of moving its way through, coming into a fruition energy finally, right? The moon going through its cycles here, or you have that spark of inspiration, right? When the time of the night, when you're in this desert environment, in this moon environment, in that nighttime where things are quieter and calm and you can hear your own thoughts and are paying attention to things, then the spark of inspiration comes in, right? Where it's like, okay, hey, and that's what pays off in the desert environment as well. This type of energy comes about from being in like a desert type environment where things are cleared out, things are stripped down to their bare essentials, the frivolous things are kind of gone, the things we don't actually really need, and then we can actually really hone in here with this determination of the Two of Wands on what we actually care about, what we actually have passion for. So that's the Firefly energy, kind of clarifying the Two of Wands here, which is really interesting. It's going to be exciting. I'm curious to see what this might be for you, Libra, what the spark is, how you're moving things forward. But yeah, there is a call to temper your energy, make sure you are being conservative with it, especially when you have desert as your overall theme, right? We want to make sure we are taking care of ourselves through this, lots of self-care, lots of responsibility and self-discipline in order to keep this energy fostered and taken care of and alight throughout the rest of the year, okay? So moving into the second quarter now, so this January, February, March, April, May, June, we have the Nine of Wands in the reverse, clarified by the Zebra. In the second quarter of the year here, Libra, the Nine of Wands really shows this desert environment that you are in. The Nine of Wands, really all these challenges and setbacks, right? The kind of like, you're like, it feels like you can't catch a break potentially. You're just like, okay, you're getting hit from here, this side, this side, this side, and you're so close to completing whatever this goal is, whatever this passion, this big thing that you've been working on for a long time, potentially, whatever you had inspiration in, maybe in the previous quarter. But now that's the time where it's like, okay, if you didn't cultivate and keep this passion alive through this time, it's when you hit the point of the setbacks and the challenges and the difficulties everybody faces when they're trying to develop something new, grow something new, change things from the way they were before, right? It makes this situation much more difficult, and having to pay attention to, again, the resources you do have, the opportunities you do have, right? That's this desert environment coming through again, where it's like, okay, hey, challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge. This is a challenging environment. Not gonna sugarcoat that, but also it's like understanding that and being sympathetic to that. But paying attention to the fact it's like, okay, so consolidate the resources, consolidate the energy you do have. Be very protective of that energy. Be very diligent and calculated for the moves you do make, right? Since you don't have a lot of energy to expend, a lot of resources to expend, you have to really pay attention to and be calculated with the moves you do make, so that way you can navigate and circumvent these challenges when they do arise. And with our Zebra energy clarifying the two of our second quarter here for you, Libra, the Zebra energy, it talks about it being an eccentric energy, a very unique energy. Usually want to travel, but what it feels like to me for this situation specifically is trying to get that, taking the time again for self-care, right? Taking the time to enjoy those funny things that you like that maybe other people don't, those things that make you unique and make you you. Taking the time to enjoy those and be in those spaces, because it's going to be important for your just overall well-being, your overall health. Paying attention to that inner voice, that inner intuition of the moon here, and taking care of your emotions, taking care of yourself, right? We can only give ourselves more energy and more resources by taking care of ourselves, taking care of having that self-care, right? We have to take care of our emotions, take care of ourselves, keep ourselves in as much in, maybe it's a hostile environment in some case, right? A difficult environment, but we can take care of ourselves really, really well so we can handle the situation. Relying on ourselves, having a more of an internal strength here, which is what the Nine of Wands in the reverse also talks about, that internal strength and capacity and determination, which we did have with the Two of Wands in the previous quarter, right? So that internal ability, that internal strength to progress the situation forward. So we take care of ourselves, enjoy our fun little things, our that anime you really like to watch maybe, or like that into K-pop, for example. That's me. So what I would look at and pay attention to, or just whatever other normal things, other things that are around in your life. You enjoy old cars, working on old cars. You enjoy going hiking, going camping, those things. Taking the time also with your limited resources, of course, paying attention, doing those things in small ways that are will make things in life enjoyable, right? We still have to live and enjoy our life at the end of the day, despite the fact we might not have all the resources available to us at the time. But the energy again will pass, and using the zebra energy to help you navigate your challenges is going to be super important, right? Taking the time to be like, yeah, let me just play around and explore this new thing. Let me buy that Lego set I've been wanting and build that funny thing that for the TV show I really like. You get like the Friends set or whatever that build at the couch, something like that, right? I don't know why that popped into my head, but playing with the opportunities that present themselves to be your eccentric, eclectic, fun self is zebra energy. Having the opportunity to be in your childlike wonder energy, playing again, having the opportunity to just go out and explore and do things in the way that's possible. It helps balance out all these challenges and hardships that you're also dealing with, okay? Paying attention to those inner emotions with the moon. So that's that zebra energy. Not at first glance helpful, like when we look at the just description for it, clarifying the 9 of Wands here in the reverse, but more term coming in terms of advice and like, hey, here's how to help yourself navigate the situation. But then we move now into the third quarter here with the Hangman in the reverse clarified by the Black Egg. With our Hangman coming in reverse, this is going to be up to your interpretation of the situation, Libra. But the Hangman in the reverse either calls for you to take a pause from the situation, flow with the situation that's in a pause, be not content, but be patient and go with the flow of things, or you've been paused and holding on for too long and you need to make a move forward, right? What this feels like to me, especially with the clarification of the Black Egg and the Moon, is at this point, right, we come into a point with, especially with the previous energy, it's like, okay, new idea, challenges, pausing. And with our Hanged Man in the reverse, right, it feels like at this time it's like, okay, hey, we are stuck. We can't kind of progress the energy forward. We need to take the time to just be in the flow of the universe in this time. This is where others' potential of free will comes into play, right, where your whatever project you're maybe working on, or that other person in the relationship or your family or something, they are working through their own stuff, and so you can't progress the situation more at this time because you've done what you can, right? You've spoken your truth, you've done everything you can in the situation, and that's this Black Egg energy. The Black Egg energy connecting to the 5th chakra or throat chakra, speaking our truth, being engaged in our truth, really knowing ourselves and our truth, right? That's that Moon energy present again, right? And the challenge and what we discover as we're in this desert energy really shows up here with the Black Egg. So the pause is good in a lot of ways, right? And again, your entire year is really defined by this kind of pause energy, this stripped down energy of the desert, right? So it's not a surprise it's showing up again with the Hanged Man energy, and it varies. It's a little bit more nuanced here, right? Where it's like, okay, hey, you do need to take the time to rest. And that was what I was talking about with the second quarter, I got there at the end, right? The second quarter energy here, right? Where it's like, this is a lot of struggles. There's a lot of challenges here. And I was really talking about self-care and finding ways to take care of yourself and to still find ways to enjoy life. And the Hanged Man also talks about that with it being in the reverse, right? Where it's like, if we're going, we're working through all these challenges here that the universe and life is presenting to us, and even other people in our circle in our life, we eventually have to take the time to rest too in order to recover. We can't keep going at the same pace all the time. Can't keep going at the same pace consistently and constantly. We have to go with the flow of life. We have to have moments of rest and time to rejuvenate ourselves, and that's this Moon energy, right? That's the Moon energy where it's like, okay, taking the time to rest and be in a more low-key energy, rejuvenating, healing, right? And coming into like a new Moon energy versus a full Moon energy. So the truth in this case, what the Black Egg is talking about for you in the third quarter, Libra, is to really know yourself, know your truth, know what you need, and being able to communicate that at the times that is necessary, maybe to a partner, to a job, whatever it is, being able to communicate, hey, I need a break. I've been working super, super hard on this project for a super long time, for months and months and months. I'm going to take an extra day off this week. Something of that nature, right? So really taking the time to know yourself at a deeper level with the Moon energy, and being able to then speak that energy, speak that truth, speak those needs out into the world with the Black Egg energy, and being able to take the pause that you need here with the Hanged Man in the reverse. Being able to be the one to be in the in that pause space, right? So the hangman usually is when it's in the upright, right? The bat's usually upside down. You're seeing the bat in the upright here towards you, but that's the card actually being in the reverse, right? The hangman puts themselves up and hangs himself up for a different perspective on life, a different way. You're seeing the perspective in the right manner, potentially in the right side up manner. You're seeing things right side up, but it's not a bad thing to turn this energy into the reverse here and see things from that new perspective, taking the time to rest. It's when we have the opportunity to rest, to rejuvenate ourselves, to heal, switching this desert energy from a purposely like taken away, stripped down energy to you actually taking the time to strip things away, find who you are at a deeper level, where we discover more fireflies here, more opportunities, more thoughts, more intuition, inspiration comes through in this time. Okay, so for the third quarter here, and this is going to be about the summertime, July, August, September, taking the time to just like, okay, really enjoy your summer vacation, maybe whatever that is for you, or taking the time to be with your kids during their summer vacation, seeing things from a new way and a new perspective, taking the time to rest, speaking that truth that you need to rest, that you need to recover, that you need to heal in order to come back stronger in the long run, being able to deal with all these challenges that you've been dealing with for the previous quarter, throughout the year, the struggle of the desert energy, the challenge of the desert energy as a whole, but coming into this energy where you are like, okay, I'm taking the break, I'm taking the pause, I'm taking the opportunity to honor myself. I've learned how to know myself at a deeper level here with the moon energy from the challenges of the desert, and I'm going to use that knowledge now in order to take care of myself better. Okay, so that's really the third quarter energy here, Libra, where it's like an opportunity to find ways to rest and recover and rejuvenate and be truthful to yourself and honor your own truth with the black egg, and taking that opportunity to pause. And when it's time, right, you'll know when to move forward, listening to that intuition again, listening to your inner truth. You'll know when it's time to move forward and move out of this pause situation, pause energy, and progress forward. And we definitely see that here with the fourth quarter here with our Son of Swords clarified by the owl. The perception, the wise energy coming in. We got double owls here, which is really cool to see. And the really discerning eye, the calculated energy that I was talking about here in the fourth quarter. The energy in the fourth quarter here really consolidates everything we've been talking about, right? That really being calculated, disciplined energy of knowing how to survive in the desert. We've come to this energy where it's like we know how to maneuver and navigate this harsh environment and use our resources in the correct manner, in a way that makes the most sense, and then we can actually thrive in this environment. So taking a little bit more closer look at the Son of Swords here, it's really, really interesting, especially with it being clarified by the owl. With our Son of Swords energy, Knight of Swords energy for your last quarter, right? We come back around to the determined energy that was the Two of Wands in the beginning of your reading here, the beginning of the year. And coming back around into this energy with the calculatedness, really refined. And normally this Knight of Swords, right, without the clarification of our owl down here, actually is a very forceful energy without a lot of grace and finesse to it. However, since we have double owls here, our Son of Swords clarified by the owl, that energy definitely is more refined. It's more calculated. It's more thought through. That wise owl energy coming through, where it's like, okay, finally, your skills have been sharpened, right? The sword has been sharpened through the challenge of the desert here, the challenges that you've been presented with through the year, where it's like, okay, you don't have a ton of resources available to you, so you've really figured out how to use the resources you have to be successful, to stay determined, to keep this passion out from the Firefly and the Two of Wands through the rest of the year. And now we're coming into an energy where we potentially have more resources than we did at the beginning. The owl also talks about a boon, a gift like energy and abundance being given to us in the description for the owl in the Animal Spirit Guidebook here. I think that ties in more of the specific religion or culture. I think it's a Indian culture potentially. I'd have to double check, but the boon or the gift the owl offers us, right? Where it's like, okay, hey, you passed this test, you passed this lesson, right? You know how to thrive now in this desert environment, and discovered more about yourself with the moon energy through this time, through this progress, through this lesson. And with your sword now sharpened here with the Son of Swords, right, we can use the same determination we've had throughout this whole time, right, and really go after the goals we're pursuing, going after the situation we're working on, those life lessons, the relationship, the career, the finances, whatever it may be. We actually now have a refined skill set, a refined capacity and energy in order to know that we can handle any kind of challenge that's been thrown at us here, right? Thrown with the desert environment. So it's like, okay, hey, now that you know how to thrive in the desert, you're getting back into a normal environment, a normal situation, more normal, where it's like you have much more resources available to you. So heck yeah, you have an abundance now. You have so many things you can do. You can thrive even more so. You can go above and beyond. If you were thriving in the desert and then all of a sudden you have much more water and other resources and food available to you, then it's easy at that point, right? It's so much easier. And that's the gift of the lesson here that's coming in almost with the owl energy as well. It's like, okay, hey, you know how to thrive in the desert and now you have all the resources available to you. So the honing and sharpening of your skills here that comes in now with the Son of Swords towards the end of the year, you're like, okay, I got this. I can do it. I have the determination. I have the capacity. I know I can handle anything life throws at me in order to be able to function and thrive now going into your future throughout the rest of your life here, Libra. That's what this energy feels like, right? We've really dived in, got in tune with ourselves in a much, much deeper way than we even thought was possible potentially, it's even at the beginning of the year. We had the spark, we had the idea here with Luna, with the moon energy. But it really called us to look at things in a deeper manner, in a deeper way, where it's like, okay, here's the light and the shadow. Here's the high temperatures and the low temperatures of the desert, right? These extremes of ourselves, of the situations of life we maybe been a part of, right? So you were in one extreme, right? You were in a desert, in a barren wasteland for so long. And now it goes to the other extreme. In this case, this was the desert being the new moon energy with no moon at all. Now we're swinging into the full moon energy where things are in abundance, right? It's like going into the rainforest after the desert. Rainforest, of course, has its own challenges. Of course, there are so many deadly bugs and insects and animals and things that can kill you in the rainforest. But there is an abundance of water. There's an abundance of resources, food. There's so much available to you. So it's a new situation to navigate. But having the skills you have already honed throughout the rest of the year, it's a much easier situation to navigate and to power through and to learn, get your learning out of the resources available to you, right? It's like, you know how to find the resources, you know how to find the lessons, the energy that is taking place for you throughout your life, throughout the future, right? As we move into 2024 and beyond. So that is the gift of the owl that it's talking about here, and really refined and calculated energy that you have now with the Son of Swords, right? It's like coming into the Son of Swords energy where you're like, okay, yep, I'm determined. I know what I'm doing. I am calculated. I am thorough. I know how to handle anything life throws at me, while also still being very connected to yourself, right? This is a very masculine energy, the swords being the mind and the thoughts and the air energy, and that's with the Son of the Knight also being a very masculine energy. It's not the page or the queen, it's the knight and the king. So this is the knight energy, and that knight energy, of course, being very masculine, but it's you still really being in tune with the moon energy here, right? You were forced to because of the desert, being like, okay, you have to, it again, strips you down to your bare bones, the bare essentials. So you really know who you are at a deep level, and you learned how to communicate that energy in the previous quarter with the black egg. So coming into a very balanced energy here where you can be calculated and thorough and know things, but also being truthful to yourself, truthful to your emotions, truthful to who you are as a person, and can use every resource at your disposal in order to accomplish your goals, take care of your people, take care of your family, your loved ones, and build up whatever you're determined to build, right? Whatever project that is, whatever life, career, whatever goals you want to achieve here, the lessons of the desert here really pan out for you in order to come into a very strong energy at the end of the year, Libra. A very strong energy that is going to benefit you. It feels like these are lessons that you learned that will pay dividends to you miles and miles and far, far many years into the future, right? And that is the gift of the owl as well, right? The gift, the boon, the offering that you were given here, right? But you worked hard in order to achieve it. So strong energy here for you, Libra, for sure. I love doing these readings because I like to see how the energy progresses and pans out and ties into our theme energy, because I never know when I draw these cards at the start how the energy will change and what that means. So take the time to come back to this reading. I like to come back to mine that I do for my birthday, usually the quarterly, look at the previous quarter, see how that energy was actually present in my life, and then look forward to the next quarter and see what I can potentially expect, what the overall themes are, the overall challenges, right? But strong energy for you here, Libra. You're learning a lot as you're moving into your next year here in 2023. Definitely a challenge for sure. Not going to sugarcoat that, but also to give you empathy and sympathy and comfort, where it's like, yeah, this is going to be a challenge for sure. I understand that. I give you energy and grace and hope that I know you're going to get through it, but with the lessons of it, with the challenges from this, you're going to be able to do lots of great things in the future with it. Okay, Libra? So hopefully this resonates with you. Hopefully it makes sense. If it maybe didn't, maybe check one of your other signs. Maybe if this is your sun sign, check your moon sign, for example. Or if you have lots of other placements in a specific sign, maybe check that one. But hopefully this resonated with those that are watching it. Hopefully it resonated and made sense. Have a wonderful 2023, Libra. This is going to be very interesting energy. So come back and comment on this video. Let me know how it goes, okay? But have a wonderful rest of your day as well, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.